Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Nest. And this is a low-budget thriller from James Suttles, and focuses on a mother's reality eroding around her as she struggles to fathom the entangled web her daughter's been caught up in after getting this teddy bear that has some kind of weird parasite in it and starts, infecting everybody around her, turning them into these weird pod people that go make all these weird clicking noises. A lot of clicking noises. After a while you're just like, this is getting annoying. And it's just sounds kind of silly. And honestly, I was sitting there with my girlfriend just being back and forth at each other because it kind of just got ridiculous. But I digress. Getting back to the actual film, this has a pretty interesting idea. Creepy teddy bear with some kind of parasite in it infecting people. I was waiting for somebody to go Donald Sutherland and be like, but no, it didn't get quite there. That would have been fun though, right? But in terms of this idea, it's a cool idea. This is a low budget film, but especially compared to some of the other things that I've watched recently like Hatched and Medusa, this feels like step up. I'm not saying this is a good movie or a great movie, but it's a solid, passable thriller that I felt like I at least got something out of. And the opening sequence builds up some mystery. You're at this yard sale and this girl's like, I want this teddy bear. And the guy's like, you could take it. And you're just like, And then he goes into his house and all of his family members are all these weird clicking, weird possessed pod people thingies. And you're just like, interesting. And you're like, okay, where's this going? And they have the creepy designs and the clicking. And that bear, though, it's a creepy looking bear. And then its belly opens up in a very vaginal way, which is interesting, and shoots out these weird things and takes over people. And you're just like, okay. One of the not so great things about this film is that the acting's a little hit or miss. You can tell some of the actors, especially the father, Kevin Parker Murphy, feels pretty stiff and iffy. And I noticed he has some small parts in Walking Dead and Stranger Things, and he's not the strongest here. And even Sarah Navratil, who plays Beth, our main character, she's decent. There's some moments that feel a little iffy. And then Maple Suttles, so I'm guessing is the director's daughter, who plays Meg, the daughter, which they say the name Meg so many times in this. I'm just shut up, Meg. I just kept starting to think about the Family Guy. I was thinking about a lot of things while watching this movie, and I think that says something that this isn't exactly the best, most engrossing movies, but it does have some positives. You even have Dee Wallace, this veteran actress from E.T. and Cujo, The Howling, Critters, popping up in this. I'm like, okay, she adds some things to this. But in general, some of even some of the smaller cast, the school counselor guy, feels a little flat. But as you're going on through this film, there a lot of these characters don't have a whole lot of depth. The dialogue feels a little stiff and awkwardly expositional with her talking. Obviously she had some problems and she hasn't been the best mother because of her vices. And the film really makes you she's a bad mother. And the dad's been holding things together, except he's kind of a scumbag. And I don't think the film's trying to paint him that way, but he is. And I'm just there's some toxicity here. And I'm not sure I'm all in on this relationship. And obviously it goes places. My girlfriend even made a comment, it's why isn't the guy after he gets turned into a pod person being where's sugar water? And I'm oh my god, if this turned into Men in Black and they have cockroaches in them. Because there's one moment where the little girl's pouring sugar, an excessive amount of sugar on her cereal or whatever. I'm could be. There's definitely times where you could feel that this feels a little cheap. The CGI, the visual effects in terms of computer generated ones with the teddy bear and stuff like that sometimes feels eh. but, you know, has a really creepy kid in it, and an interesting idea. There's definitely flaws. This is a solid, fine thriller that I think if you're a fan of the genre, check this one out. I think you'll have some fun with it. If you're not a fan of thrillers, I don't think this is the thriller. Like, I'm telling you to go watch, like, Silence of the Lambs or something. Like, do it right. This one, not the greatest. But there's something, it has stuff to offer. And I felt like I enjoyed this. And especially in comparison to some of the other things I've been watching this week, I thought this was fine. But those are my thoughts on The Nest. Let me know what you think. And let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.